Well, hello everyone, welcome to a new video. It is me, Desiree, and today I'm kind of excited to do this. I wanted to do a video talking about all the plants that died this year, all the plants that perished in my care, as well as a few that are kind of on their way out. So I'm gonna show you a photo of the plant. I started the year trying to I wanted to take a picture of every single plant that I was throwing away or that passed away and share them all with you at the end of the year, but I only found like 10 photos on my phone, and I know there were like 30 plants that died this year that I just saw it and I was like, goodbye plant, and then I immediately forgot it existed. There are a few I remember that just died or that I threw out because they were just like, I just hated them. So I'll share those ones with you if I remember, and then there's a couple I have currently in my house that are like, they're kind of on their way out, so I'll share those with you too. So first though, I want to share some of the photos. Please keep in mind, these aren't all the plants. I'm not even going to remember most of them, but these are all the ones I remember to take a picture of. So I'm going to start at the end and we'll just kind of go through the pictures and show you the plants, and we'll see if I learned anything, if at all. I just thought this would be fun. So the first plant is this is an ornamental cabbage, I think. I had this for a long time in the house, and then I moved it to a little spot that I thought it would look cuter in, and guess what? I completely forgot about it until it looked like a little shriveled up dead little thing. So ornamental cabbage is usually a plant that's used in decorative pots outside, but I just loved the way it looked. I wanted it in the house and had it for quite a long time, but you know, forgot about it and it's dead. What did I learn from that? Not really anything. It's an outdoor plant. I don't think it's meant to last forever, but I would definitely buy another one. What is that? Okay, what even is this plant? Okay, those of you watching, what is this? What on earth is that? What did I kill so badly? Okay, I don't know what that is. It looks like a cactus of some sort. Maybe a euphorbia? Oh my gosh, this poor thing. Well, from the looks of it, yeah, I did this plant very wrong. What could have happened? Did I let it get too dry, or does it look like it's rotten? It looks like I overwatered it, that's for sure. So euphorbia is something that's very difficult for me. I have two over there that are doing really, really good. I have one here that rotted out of the pot, but I was able to save it, rooted it in water, but I potted it in soil now, and it's kind of just, I don't know if it's doing very well. Euphorbia is kind of tricky for me. I think that's what that is, this poor thing. What did I learn? I don't know. I'm still trying to learn euphorbia. They're all just so difficult. Let's see. This next one. Oh, this is the Anthurium superbum. So I bought that at Lowe's, and I want to say that thing was dead less than 2 weeks later. Like, I want to say 10 days that thing lasted, maybe. It just, leaf after leaf after leaf, was getting black spots and crunchy, dry, yellow. The whole plant died less than 2 weeks later. I wouldn't buy that again in a million years, and it's the plant that made me not really want to try any other anthuriums. I only have one anthurium. It's one of those traditional ones with the really pretty bracts on it. But any of these like really cool looking ones, I don't want them. I just think they're just not for me. I'll admire them from afar. I'll admire them in your collection. They're just not for me. This one, I have no idea what this is. I was looking at this photo the other day, just like prepping for the video, and I stared at this one for so long, and I have no idea what it is. I have no idea what it is, what it could possibly be. It looks like a plant I was trying to hang on to because it has like tiny little growth points on it. I have no idea. I have no idea what this is. What's the date on it? Maybe if I see the date I took the picture, I'll get an idea of when it is. February 7th. So this plant met its demise on February 7th of this year. What could it be? I don't know. I'll come back to that one and see if it jogs my memory. So this next one is a little tiny plant called an Aurelia. So this is one I actually killed two of this year. That one at the beginning of the year, and another one just not too long ago. They're so cute. They sell them at Lowe's. They look like little tiny trees. They have this little stem that looks like bark. It's just the most adorable little thing. Really pretty leaves. and I don't know how to take care of it at all. It seems like I was getting the hang of it the second time, but then suddenly it died. So I don't know. I would try it again just because it's so cute. If you have any Aureolias, let me know how you take care of them. But so far I'm 2 for 2 on the Aurelia care. Oh, there's another picture of my my Superbum. Oh, that poor thing. Okay, this is, you know what that is? It's a poinsettia. That one that I couldn't remember that I just showed you, because this next photo of this very rotten succulent right in the corner is that plant that I was just talking about, and it's a poinsettia. I just recognize it right now. That's what that is. Let's go back to it. So that's a poinsettia from Christmas. I really wanted to try to make it live as long as I could. I mean, this picture was taken on February, so obviously it was like dropping leaves left and right. And I mean, I saw a picture, Tech Plant had put up something about poinsettia care. He was trying to grow a poinsettia all year, something like that, because he put up a picture of like a full-grown, beautiful poinsettia tree, and it looked fake, but I was still like, I'm gonna be the one to do that. Obviously I didn't. I would definitely buy poinsettia again. I think they're beautiful. I don't even mind just having them as like an annual plant, you know, when it dies, it dies. I think they're beautiful. Okay, back to the rotten succulent. So I only bought these succulents because they were on sale, 3 for $10, and I wasn't into succulents at the time. I didn't even care about the plant. I bought it for the pot. Each one of them came in a really beautiful ceramic pot with a drainage hole. I still have all 3 of those. I love them so much. I always wish I had bought another set because you had to buy 3 of them. So I didn't really care about the succulents. I never actually watered them once. One of them I still have. It's about this big. Like, it's so tiny. It literally is about this big. It's in the tiniest little pot you've ever seen. But the other one, this one, I don't know if it was just overwatered already, but the leaves were mushy. They were rotten. You know, I just threw it out. What I learned from this is most likely this was already overwatered when I got it. I have a lot of succulents now. I'm really trying with them because they're so beautiful. I fell in love with them over the last few months and I love them so much. I have to show you this one I just looked at. I mean, look at this weird thing. Look how it's growing. So beautiful. It just has this like cascading leaves, almost like it's gonna grow looking like a pine tree. I'm sure you're supposed to cut these off and make your other little plants, like make new plants out of them, but I'm just gonna let this one live his life and I love it so much. So I think I'm kind of learning with succulents. Obviously this one I did not care about. Oh my gosh, and now that I scroll to the next picture, there's a picture of that poinsettia plant there. Still just hanging on for dear life. This next one is an African violet. I had these African violets for a long time and I was doing, I thought pretty well with them. They were doing great. The leaves felt great. Everything was fine. But then one day they all just kind of got really wilted looking. They were hanging over the pot and they never perked back up no matter what I tried with them. So yeah, eventually all the leaves kind of fell off. I threw the plant out and although they're really beautiful to look at, the leaves feel so good and they're so firm. I don't know if I'd buy those again. The care for them to me is kind of tricky and I thought I had it down too. And someone had even asked me in a comment like, how are you taking care of those? I don't know what I'm doing. And I was like, I must just be a genius. But obviously I am not and it died. I would buy another one though. I think they're really pretty. This next one is a Parlor palm, I think. I've had a couple of these over the last couple of years. They're beautiful to have at first because they're nice and lush and full, but it's a plant that I just immediately, right away, forget that it exists. My cat does not forget that it exists because he went to try to eat this plant almost every single day. He would throw up immediately after eating it. So I kept trying to move it, but he was like just dead set on getting that plant. He was always tipping it over. And eventually it just got dry and crispy and I threw it out. I wouldn't buy another one of those though. Although they're cool, they're not, it's not a very practical plant for me. I don't really want it. This next one is a Ripsalis from what it looks like. I got this for $1. They had it on clearance at the grocery store and I bought it because it came in this nice pot and the plant was only $1. So I had no idea how to take care of it. Again, I think it's a kind of succulent-y kind of plant. I have one now that's so full and lush and beautiful and it's growing so much and I love it. But back then, I had no idea how to take care of one. I tried my best, but it just got really crispy and died. What did I learn from this plant? I mean, it was $1, so I didn't mind taking a chance on it and trying to care for it or learn something from it. I liked it enough to buy another one because I did buy another plant eventually. And I feel like I looked up a lot of it online, like a lot of the care online, and I think I've kind of got the care down a little bit on that one. I do let it dry out and water it, but I don't leave it dry dry as a bone for a very long time. And I think that's kind of where I went wrong with that one. Oh, this next picture, this is, well, for one, I had press-on nails on and I couldn't get this little piece off of my thumb, so I had to cut the whole nail off and just leave that little piece there, and it drove me crazy. Anyway, this is a sensitive plant. I actually lost 2 of these this year. I did buy another one over the summer. And the second one did so well. When I went to check out, the cashier told me that it likes water. She said, never let it get dry as a bone. And I did it. I mean, she didn't say that exact phrase. I just added that in for fun. But she said, don't let it get dry. Make sure it stays moist all the time. Kind of treat it like a peace lily. And that's what I did, and it was beautiful. It was getting big and lush and full and just so lovely. But then one day, it had spider mites. Just one day, it was infested. It was the weirdest thing. I looked at it, and I mean, the webs, it looked like it was encasing it in cotton candy. Like, I don't know where they came from, just so like crazy all of a sudden. Because I never even noticed them before until one day it was like taking over the whole plant. This first one here in the picture though didn't get spider mites. I just didn't really know how to care for it. It just eventually just died. But the second one got spider mites so badly, even though the plant was really still full, I got the whole thing and threw it right in the garbage because the leaves on that plant are so delicate. I don't even know if it would have stood up to the spray from a pesticide of some sort. So I just threw the whole thing out, and I wouldn't want to risk it getting on my other plants, you know. This next one, I think this is the Peperomia rosa or rosso. I know it doesn't look like it's dead in this picture, but it would not like perk up. The leaves were always really soft and smushy. They were turning yellow every day, so I just threw that one away. And, although this one I threw away probably a little prematurely, but it was a small plant. I just didn't want it anymore. And then before I show you the next picture, a couple of other plants I just recently threw out. One was that Peperomia. One was the Hoya macrophylla, that my one leaf macrophylla. That one, I don't know why I was hanging on to it for so long. I think just because it was so cute and I just really wanted it to live, but I threw that one away. It was one leaf. It was so wrinkled and shriveled up. I think it was already dead, but I just kept watering it on the hopes it would perk back up. I also threw out the Alocasia Stingray, the small one. That one, all the leaves are droopy. They're hanging over the pot and they're all yellow. All of them are yellow, so I threw that away. And then when I threw it in the trash, my boyfriend's like, that plant looked like it was still alive. And I'm like, I know it looks like it, but it's all dead. Like it's all yellow. It's not gonna come back from it. I just throw it away. And then I also threw out a peace lily that I bought not too long ago. This plant, there was nothing wrong with it. I kind of feel bad for throwing this one away, but it just would make me angry every time I saw it because I bought it because I wanted to want something when I went to the store. Like I really wanted to buy a new plant, but nothing was just catching my fancy. And I saw that one and I was like, well, I'll just buy this. And then I never liked it. I never liked what pot I put it in. I repotted it so much trying to just see what pot I liked it in. I hated every single pot that I put it in, although it was doing fine. It just one day I saw it, I finally moved it into the bathroom and I was just like, I literally took it outside, I grabbed it like this, I pulled it out of the pot and I slammed it into the outside trash can. I've never felt better in my whole life. That plant it just needed to go, you know? And it was a small plant, I guess I could have given it away, but sometimes you just gotta angrily throw it in the garbage, you know? This next one is so sad. This was my favorite plant of all time. It's a creeping Charlie. I mentioned this in several videos this year and last year. And I just loved this. It's lush and beautiful and gorgeous, and I don't know what happened to it. I mean, it was flowering and everything, but I repotted it, and a lot of the plants that I repotted in this one day died. All of them. All of the Syngoniums died. This one as well. It just seemed to, like the soil wouldn't dry, and I feel like I was trying to make it like a chunky, airy mix like people like to do. But it just wasn't working. I changed it to a different pot again, to a terracotta, and it just wouldn't perk back up, and the leaves just eventually all turned yellow and soft and just rotted off. I did take a ton of cuttings and I propagated them, and they were doing so good in water. Actually, my aunt came over to just check out our new house, and she was like, I love this plant. It's just so happy. It just seems like happiness. And I was like, that's my favorite plant. I was so excited she said that. And it's still doing okay. All those cuttings that I kept there, I potted them up and they're doing fine. I did eventually buy another one because this is one of my favorite plants of all time. Although it's probably an outdoor plant, I just really, really love it, and I will always have one. What I learned, don't repot a plant unless you need to. This has a very, very shallow root system, and I think I just put it in too big of a pot, you know. This next one is a sad one because this came out of nowhere. So I had two of these, and they're the crested euphorbias, and I had just mentioned this in a video as well. One day I just went to look at it and it was rotten. Like the top had fallen off, and I was like, what the heck? That's so weird. But the other one was doing really well, and I moved it to the windowsill, and this had been in a very low-ish light situation. I think it was doing really well though, but I was getting really into succulents at this time, and I thought, oh my god, I need to put this in the sun. It's gonna love it. So I put it in the windowsill like all the other succulents I have in the other cactus, and my boyfriend told me one day, he's like, I don't think your plant is doing that well. And I was like, which one? He's like, I think it's dead. And I said, what? So I ran over there and I saw this one again, just like flopped in half. I didn't think to take a picture of it. This is just a representative picture of when he was looking his best. I wouldn't buy another one of these, although it was a wish list plant for a long time. Just for both of them to kind of, the same thing happen. I don't really know what I did or not did to it, so I don't know what I learned. I just know I won't buy another one. Oh, this is that peperomia I was just telling you that just wouldn't perk up, and the soil seemed to never dry all of a sudden. And it just seemed to, I don't know if it was root rot or what, but it just rotted away in the pot. Peperomia is a little bit of a tricky plant for me. I think sometimes they do really well and sometimes they don't. And this one just didn't. But I will continue to buy peperomia because I think they're so pretty, especially those ones with the small leaves that have like a lot of texture and like bumps and stuff in them. I think they're really pretty. So that one I would buy again. This next one, I actually lost two of these this year. It is a heart leaf fern. These are so, so beautiful, but they need a lot of water. You got to keep them wet all the time. If you miss a watering, you're going to start losing leaves left and right. And I bought another one and I was keeping on top of it. It was so beautiful, and let me tell you, I moved it. I moved it to a different shelf that looked good there, but I wasn't seeing it as often as I was when it was on this other shelf. So by the time I was like, oh my god, my heart leaf fern, it was all crispy, folded up, like there was no coming back from it. So I did lose two of these this year for the same reason. Would I buy another one? I want to say no, but I probably would. I think they're so pretty, and I just know the next time I get one is going to be the time I stay on top of it, you know. I need something on my lips. Okay, and this last one is going to be a representative of all of the ferns that I lost this year because I didn't think to take pictures of them either, or it was just like a moment when I was cleaning and I was just tossing them as I was cleaning. I wasn't thinking like that I was going to document them for this video, but I did throw this one out the other day. Oh my god, look at this picture. This is a rabbit foot fern, although I know it looks like a bowl of potatoes and crusty lettuce. This is a rabbit foot fern that just needed a lot more water than I remembered to give it. And I would love to buy another one of these, but I don't know. Ferns are just so beautiful because they sell them this big. The prices are relatively good most of the time, but they just need a lot of upkeep and a lot of water. And I don't know, I just keep forgetting to give them the water that they need, I guess. So I lost the rabbit's foot fern, the button fern, the pteris or pteris brake fern. I lost another one of those that was like a tricolor fern. I lost a moss one, rainbow moss. There was a lot of them. What I learned from that is they need a lot of humidity, I think, like actual humidity. I know a lot of the time people say like, this plant needs a lot of humidity, but most of the time, most plants don't need any extra humidity. But I feel like ferns actually do, and they need water all the time. Like, you can't let them get dry because the leaves really need that water to stay green and luscious. And the second they get dry, the leaves will just start falling off left and right. So there's that one. That's the last picture actually. So I know there was about 30 plants that I lost this year. I think I'm gonna do like a way better job of keeping track of all the ones I lose all next year. That way I can do a beefier video at the end of the year and really showing you every single plant and the real reality of, you know, trying out plants and seeing what's gonna work for you. But that's it. Those are all the plants that I remembered to take pictures of and that I remembered passed away this year. And I'm gonna go get a couple though that are kind of on their way out that I'm trying to hang on to for dear life. A couple of alocasias I think that they're just not for me now. Let me go get them for you. Okay, and then the last two I want to show are two plants that are they're on their way out. This is one I think I'm going to throw out right now, and then probably this one as well. They're not all the way dead, but they're dead in spirit. Anyway, they're both alocasias. This one here, can you tell me what plant this is? What do you think this is? This is an alocasia silver dragon. I have 3 of these. This is one I actually bought for someone as a gift, and then I realized how much this plant just sucks. This plant sucks so much. It was new on the market. Costa Farms put it out. I tracked it down. One of you guys actually told me where you found it, so I went to the store, bought 2 of them, and I was like, oh, so beautiful. I bet it's gonna be just as easy as the other alocasias I have, but I don't know what this plant wants. The leaves just get really crusty on the edges, and then that crust just takes over the leaf, and then the leaf falls off. It turns gray and just yellow and ugly, and I have no idea what this plant wants that I'm not giving it, because I'm treating it the same as all my other alocasias, and all the other ones are doing great, and this one is just like not doing well. One of them already completely died. This one, obviously, it's no longer with us. It's just still in a pot for some reason. And the other one that I have is hanging on, but all the leaves are kind of getting overtaken by this yellow soft thing, and I know it's gonna eventually die. I will never buy that plant again. It sucks. And then this one, this poor thing, this is my Alocasia Black Velvet. I don't know what is wrong with this plant. I did really good with this plant the whole time that I had it. They seem to have these at Home Depot all the time now, so I will buy another one because I really like this one. But I genuinely have no idea what happened to it. It was doing great for so long. It was growing new leaves left and right. And then suddenly leaves just, look, there's a growth point right there. Maybe I won't throw this one out, and we'll kind of see if it's gonna bounce back, or if these leaves are giving it enough energy to grow that new leaf there. I don't know. I really don't know what happened. It just started dropping leaves and getting droopy, and that's that. And this is kind of what's left of it. Maybe I'll try to see if something will grow out of that growth point there, but I will buy this again. But as far as like the lesson I learned from this, I have no idea. I really don't know what happened to it because it was such a great, happy plant for so long. No idea what happened. And that is it. Those are some of the plants I lost this year, at least the ones I remembered. I know there were plenty of other ones that in the moment I just, tossed it without even thinking. Next year I will do a better job of taking pictures of all of them though. Anyway, but that is it. Let me know some plants you lost this year, or if you still have any of these ones that I featured, let me know how you're taking care of them, how you're making them thrive. Because I don't ever want to buy a plant knowing it's going to be trash in a little while. I want them to all thrive and be like beautiful pieces of my house. But anyway, that is it. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and I will see you later in another video.